Ask for the truth on behalf of Stuart Vickers concerning relationship issues and his ex, Catherine. Ask this in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love and non-violence. Blessed be to the truth, always. And we get your cards there, Stuart, and we'll just place them here. We'll deal out 3 cards for you. We'll deal out notice the little talisman here, the guardian angel talisman, the 4 guardians of the front, the rear and the left and right there. Just thought I'd introduce that as a little bit of something. Back to this reading about your ex Catherine. I don't know what's been going on here. Is it absence making the heart grow fonder? Something going on, I don't know. Let's see what's happening. Of course, we have a middle, a beginning, a middle and an end to every story, don't we? The beginning, the middle and end. In this case, you have a past, the present and the future. These cards are usually dealt with. Just like a timeline, like on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, isn't it? And now, of course, the past is usually, I say the recent past. That's usually a period of time, about the last 3 or 4 weeks or so, about a moon phase behind. Whereas the immediate future here is about a moon phase in front. So that's about 2 or 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks ahead, isn't it? Whereas, of course, the card in the middle is the present. So that's where Stuart Vickers is right now with Catherine. Or not, as the case may be. Let's pull out the first card. So, of course, because you've asked a question, the meaning of the first card in the recent past is relevant to the question, isn't it? So you can pin it down, get guidance or insight or insight from there. Just rotate the card down nice and slow, just not to disturb its energy. And notice there you got the stars, just indicating that a long journey has brought some form of reward or other. I don't know what that would be, but of course it's a celestial type of thing, isn't it? With this, of course, it's classed as the elements. This is an elemental thing in this particular deck of fortune cards here, and the energy just indicates that the stars, the energy there. Like in the tarot, the star or the stars, or in the tarot there's the star, isn't it? The star symbolises optimism and hope and things like that. Whereas this tends to just focus on that long journey and rewards that come from it. The long journey with Catherine has brought rewards. But of course, what given that Catherine is very much your ex at the moment, maybe that feeling of fulfilment that you had with it, of course, maybe that's the reward. But all good things come to an end. But of course, remember, all bad things come to an end as well, don't they? Let's just see what's going on right now. Again, we'll just flip the card, not too quickly, not to disturb its energy, but yes, there is a period of darkness right now going on, as if we didn't know. You got the moon. Again, that's more to do with elements, again, in this particular deck. And the moon element there just indicates that you'll be guided through darkness. You'll be guided through whatever the darkness has come from this. Notice there's a lot of darkness going on just lately here, isn't there? But nevertheless, a long journey was rewarded in some way. Maybe you went to, is this something like she lives at a distance, you went to visit her or something, and I honestly don't know. But these days with, I suppose, the internet and things like that, and communication and whatever, you just got to press a button these days, haven't you? I don't know, but it certainly clears. There's a lot of an Egyptian feel going on right now with the moon, isn't there? The moon often represents introspection, doesn't it? When you get the wolves howling at the moon. The wolves howling at the moon, not really howling at the moon, but the moon is there to symbolise the introspection of the shadow that the wolf represents. But in this case, there aren't any wolves here. There is a wolf in here, in the suit of beasts or whatever, as it's called, or beasties or something, I don't know. But nevertheless, that's neither here nor there. That has its own meaning. In this particular scenario, as you can see, there is a lot of darkness, and you'll be guided through that darkness, maybe through other psychics or through your own intuition or whatever. Maybe speaking to friends of Catherine or people who know her, family members or whatever, maybe that could get you some guidance as well. It could even be more professional guidance if it's that sort of thing, I don't know. But it seems as though you're sort of pining for a, I don't know, a reconciliation or something. I don't know if you, like I say, you're missing somebody. Let's just flip over the final card for the immediate future, just like the recent past. That's about 3 or 4 weeks behind. This will be about 3 or 4 weeks into the future, and notice there more elements, the element of air, just indicating really that you've got to seek a union of mind and spirit. I suppose come to some agreement with you and yourself, from the sort of mind of your physical mind to your spirit. Is this what you really want? Sometimes they ask you, don't they, what is it that you really want from this? And I suppose it's soul searching, isn't it, really? That'll be going on between now and up to Christmas. Maybe that's what it is, the Christmas festive period, as you would say, just so we don't offend any murdering Muslims or any willy mutilating Jews or anything. We'll just call it Winterfest, just so we don't offend anybody. And in that sort of way, you could just say that seeking a union of mind and spirit between you and yourself, and as we approach Winterfest, just to make sure we don't offend any backward, retarded, middle-aged, medieval sort of ideology that doesn't even belong in this sort of country, let alone in this sort of time period. Just so we don't offend them, because we're more bothered about if we offend them than offending ourselves and looking out for ourselves and our own welfare. Just to protect the welfare of the backward and retarded evil ones, we'll just say that it's between now and Winterfest, over that period of time. Maybe it's that time when you have to seek a union of mind and spirit, and ask yourself, is this really what I want? Is Catherine really what I'm really after? I'm missing her because at Christmas we used to spend lots of time at Christmas, enjoy ourselves. That's correction, at Winterfest, just make sure we don't offend the evil one again. And just to make sure that everything's by and by, as you know. But just like other Winterfests, we used to enjoy it when Catherine used to come round at Winterfest, and we could give Winterfest presents to each other and celebrate Winterfest Claus, or whatever his name is, that ancient shaman from ancient times, who whatever. Somebody said he was an archbishop, but I don't know. Was Santa Claus, was Saint Nicholas? He was actually I think it's the Coca-Cola advert. They say he's a Coca-Cola advert, but actually the red, and that is something to do with shamanism, isn't it? But anyway, let's start neither in that. Just in case we don't offend any of these people who like dishing out the law, one law, you know, self-righteous hypocrites and things like that, who sing religious nursery rhymes on one day of the year. We'll just say, well, yes, for that sort of time of the year when I suppose the family was put first. I don't know if it's putting your family first when you go out murdering people and killing yourself in the process, and not really looking out for your family. But fortunately, you're not one of these. You're not a member of one of these backward, retarded ideologies. You're just here with a psychic reading that says, when I met Catherine, when we used to do Winterfest years ago, we used to enjoy ourselves and whatever, and now. I suppose it's a bit like a death in the family, isn't it? When they're not around anymore, and you got to get used to doing Winterfest without the loved ones around, and in a way. But you know she's alive. It's just you're missing her because of Christmas. Maybe you haven't been split from her for long, and you're sort of missing her for Christmas. I don't know. I somehow feel I want to pull another card out here. Stuart. Stewpot. I had a pet rat called Stuart. I used to call him Stewpot. So there you go. Let's just pull out another card here and just see what. There you go. Look at that. The seer using intuition. I was on about using your intuition just earlier on, weren't we? With the moon and introspection, and how you have to use your intuition maybe to sort of come to some agreement with you and yourself. And it seems as though sort of around about sort of January, February-ish, is there such a word, you're having to use your intuition and come to some intuitive thing. The best guide, your best spirit guide is yourself, as you know, and that's why you've got to seek that union with mind and spirit. And then of course around about late January, early February, something of that nature, you'll find that really it's a case of using your intuition and just saying to yourself, well, is it worth trying to get reconciled if it'll only go wrong again? Statistically, what happened when we were together, where we arguing and stuff like that, and or whatever, or what was it that split us up in the first place? I know it's about forgiveness and things like that, but also we don't forget, and it is sometimes about learning, and we can't learn if we forget what it was that caused the problem in the first place. So I suppose from a realistic point of view, it's nice maybe to meet up. Maybe you will meet up with her again, I don't know. But it's nice to meet up, I suppose, again, and just maybe bump into at Christmas and Winterfest time. But just so that you don't, what is best for you, so you don't, and so it doesn't end up driving you insane, I suppose, really. But yes, absence makes the heart grow fonder. But what's it growing fond of? Only your intuition will be able to tell you in around about early February, sort of that time. But for now, it's just a soul-searching time now, asking yourself, is this really what I want? Is this really what we want? Is it what's best for us? I don't know. Only you know the truth. Yes, you were rewarded just recently. A long journey brought some reward, wherever it was you went, or even just the journey along the road with Catherine. It brought some rewards maybe, and you probably thought maybe it could be probably just get back together again and do it again. But you know full well that yes, we spent Winterfest, as you would say, many Winterfests probably, I don't know, together. But this last Winterfest, or this up and coming Winterfest, where I'm sort of missing her, just like you'd miss the loved one who's passed, as we said. But is it really what you want? But moreover, Stuart, is it what you need, or is it time to move on? And unfortunately, only you have the answer, because it's your spirit that knows the answer. Your spirit is really that which exists on the astral plane, which is true, all-knowing, all-seeing, everything. And it's up to you to tune into that true you, isn't it? And tuning into the true you, the true you that shines in the pure light of the world. It's the same light that's within all of us. So you're tuning into Catherine as well, aren't you, when you do the same? Maybe you come to the decision that yes, it would be nice or would be best that you were back together. I don't know, but that's up to you. I say but, as you would say, because there is just always that element of why did things break up in the first place, and is it worth it just to be heartbroken again? I suppose it's a bit like the Einstein thing, you know, madness or whatever, or insanity or whatever it is defined by if you do something over and over again and you still got the same bloody result, you know. Is it worth it? That's, I suppose, it, isn't it? So with that, I hope we haven't offended any backward retarded members of any backward. I haven't offended any members of any backward retarded ideologies that like mutilating little boys' penises and treating women like shit by making them wear Halloween masks. By making them wear Halloween masks when it isn't even Halloween. Let's hope we're a bit better than that. And maybe that's what it is, Stuart, isn't it? Laughing and joking apart, maybe I'm better than that. Maybe I'm better than this. Maybe I'm worth more than putting myself through this heartache again. And maybe she's worth more than for us to both put each other through it again. I don't know. All these questions you have to ask, don't you? So with that, nice to know you've got a sense of humour, Stuart, because I've got a sick sense of humour, but sometimes that's the way it's got to be. Unfortunately, if you can't laugh at yourself, it's time packing, I think. And the ability to laugh at yourself is healing, isn't it, really? And maybe that's what it is, you just need healing. I feel another card coming out, I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I'm going on all the time, I don't know what it is. But notice the golem there, just brings around about February, March, around about springtime, I suppose, meteorologically spring. Around about the time when the goddess comes out from the underworld and brings the life force upon on the earth again. Notice that a close friend will act on your behalf. Maybe put a good word in for you with Catherine. Maybe it's time probably to leave it till after Winterfest. To leave it till after then. When everybody's imaginary friends have gone back to bed, as you would say, and as around about springtime, of course, we know what happens with the birds and the bees at springtime, don't we? So maybe that's when a good friend will put a good word in for you. Well, look, he's changed now, or he isn't like that no more, or he doesn't think that of you anymore. I was speaking to him only the other day, or whatever. Or maybe you might ask somebody for a favour. Can you, if you see her, will you just tell her that whatever? And that's just the same sort of thing, and you probably might know who this is, but they won't act on your behalf until around about March. So you'll, well, like I say, when everybody's imaginary friend has gone back to bed after Winterfest, maybe it'll be time for somebody else's imaginary friend to feel offended instead, and it's just time to batten down the hatches and hope we don't get caught up in anything. So with that, laughing and joking apart, I hope that's been of some help in some way. We're here to help, and of course there was a question, wasn't there? So we can sort of attempt to answer it. Rather flippantly this time. Apologies if I've offended you or your imaginary friend, but I've got no sympathy for you if you want to play that game. But reality is the best game to play, because that's the one we know exists, isn't it, really? And anyway, as a practising pagan, a practising witch, I've got more imaginary friends than you. I just honour them instead of relying on them to bring me a few pence under my pillow if my teeth fall out, or bring me some presents at Winterfest. So, laughing and joking apart, I won't go on because I'm just winding up anybody who's watching this, and no doubt anybody, I suppose, on YouTube somebody might report me for being racist, even though Islam isn't a race. So with that then, take care of yourself, and I hope you all the best. And if I feel drawn again, come back and we'll give them another go, and maybe we'll probably do a tarot reading or a rune cast or something next time, see what's going on there with your stew pot. So all the best for now. These cards have spoken.